Hi everyone, my name is Mateus, and today we're going to talk about video games. A group of self-identified gamers have joined forces to sue Microsoft in a bid to stop its proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. In a complaint, via Reuters, filed on Tuesday in a federal court in California, plaintiffs argued that the $69 billion deal could substantially lessen competition or create a monopoly in violation of the Clayton Act. The private antitrust action was brought by 10 video game players in California, New Mexico and New Jersey. They jointly described themselves as having the express interest and intent in ensuring that the industry remains competitive, with the utmost innovation, output, choice, and price constraints, now and in the future. While most of the plaintiffs said they play games on multiple platforms, 8 said they play games on PlayStation consoles compared to 3 who play games on Xbox systems. If Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard is allowed to proceed, the video game industry may lose substantial competition, and Microsoft may have far outsized market power, with the ability to foreclose rivals, limit output, reduce consumer choice, raise prices, and further inhibit competition, the lawsuit argues. The Last of Us Part 1 Firefly Edition will be released in Europe on January 26, 2023 and players can pre-order the edition for £99.99, or regional equivalent, through PlayStation Direct. Unlike the Firefly Edition in North America, the Europe version does not include a game disc, with the game provided as a single-use download voucher for the PlayStation Store. Bizarrely, the limited edition steelbook is still included, as is the Last of Us, American Dreams Comics number 1, number 4 with new cover art. Unlock codes will also be included for the following in-game items: increased crafting and healing speed skills, 9mm reload speed and rifle clip capacity increase upgrades, explosive arrows gameplay modifier, Dither Punk filter and speedrun mode, 6 weapon skins, black gold 9mm pistol, silver filigree 9mm pistol, rubber tactical shotgun, sculpted oak shotgun, Arctic white bow, carbon black bow. Blizzard has released World of Warcraft Dragonflight's roadmap for 2023. The studio is planning to release 6 content patches, including 2 major updates, fairly evenly spaced, throughout the year. We're increasing the cadence to which Warcraft updates content starting with Dragonflight, said Blizzard president Mike Ibarra. We want a living game that always has an adventure waiting. In planning out the road ahead following the release of Dragonflight, we've been mindful of the duty we owe our players to nurture this living world and, frankly, the need to do better than we have at times in the recent past, said World of Warcraft executive producer Holly Longdale. Our goal for Dragonflight is that there should always be something right around the corner, with a new update hitting our test realms shortly after the last one is live and in your hands. The 2 major updates planned for release next year will introduce new zones, raids and seasonal rewards. Longdale said the other 4 updates will include new world events, system updates, dungeon experiences, narrative chapters and cinematics that can serve as epilogues or as prologues to the next major step in the adventure, and, most importantly of all, more opportunities for us to respond to feedback and change or add elements based on what we're hearing is most needed by our players. Hideo Kojima has explained how his studio came to partner with Microsoft on an upcoming title, and has again suggested it won't be a traditional game. In a new interview with IGN, Kojima said that, in addition to DS2, we're making one other unusual title. Kojima said the game was pitched to a large number of potential partners, but Microsoft was the only one to really get the concept while others thought he was mad. I tend to get easily bored, he said. Part of why I've been able to make games for 30 years is because new technology replaces the old so quickly. The tech you use today may not be applicable tomorrow, and I'm interested in figuring out ways to incorporate the new. Making the wrong choice can result in failure, of course. It's a bit like a space program in that way. The project we're working on with Microsoft is one I have been thinking about for 5 or 6 years already. The project required infrastructure that was never needed before, so I discussed it with lots of different big companies and gave presentations, but they really seemed to think that I was mad. It was ultimately Microsoft who showed that they understood, and now we're working together on the project, including the technology front. Based on footage that leaked last month, Kojima'S unannounced project would appear to be a horror game called Overdose. Last week he provided a brief update on what Kojima Productions is working on in a video message released to coincide with the studio's 7th anniversary. Kojima said he's hoping to provide more information on a completely new game he's making, as well as some visual projects, next year. Ex-Far Cry boss Dan Hay is now in charge of Blizzard's upcoming new survival game. Blizzard president Mike Ibarra buried the announcement in an end-of-year update blog post. Leading the team which is infusing this genre with Blizzard magic while crafting our first new IP since Overwatch, Ibarra said of Hay. The team has doubled in size this year and we're looking to grow it even more in the new year. Hay quit Ubisoft last year after 10 years at the company, reportedly leaving a live service Far Cry project in the process. Hay served as a producer on Far Cry 3, before moving to an executive producer role for Far Cry 4 and 5, and the series Blood Dragon, Primal and New Dawn spin-offs. Blizzard confirmed its survival game in January, saying it's set in a whole new universe. Blizzard is embarking on our next quest, the company said at the time. We are going on a journey to a whole new universe, home to a brand new survival game for PC and console. This universe is a place full of heroes we have yet to meet, stories yet to be told, and adventures yet to be lived, Blizzard added. A vast realm of possibility, waiting to be explored. An accompanying piece of concept art shows 2 teenagers stumbling upon a passage leading away from their dreary urban home to a verdant fantasy world. That's all the news for today, Thursday, December 22, 2022. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. The links to all the subjects discussed in this video are available in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.